T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
Gotta continue on with the theme music.
It's my favorite part of the end of that.
You know what it makes me think of?
What?
The movie Private Parts when Howard Stern has the one.
Oh, yeah.
On the screen. I was getting a little nervous because there were 0 people in the room. Like,
Still?
now we're filling up.
All right.
We got
Right, fill them up. Plenty of room.
Sign in, people in the room. Savannah's with us.
Savannah.
Hey, Savannah?
This is episode 89 of the Play It By Ear podcast.
It's an important number here.
It is a
Hey,
very
Gary?
important number. Hello, Gary.
Gary.
That number holds great esteem with Brady and I. And I felt I could wear a Super Bowl shirt because last time before this year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl was 1989.
89.
There we go.
I got a bone to pick because, like, on February 4th, I ordered a quarter zip pullover from NFL that has the Bengals logo and the Super Bowl small logo. And it said it would be here the 12th. And here it is the 23rd. And it still says it's going to be here on the 12th, and it has not shown up.
Have you asked for an explanation?
Yes.
I plan on doing that when I disembark from this show. I have given him my good grace.
I say I got I ordered a hat and got it the very next day from the same place.
Hello, Howard.
Maxwell.
Howard.
Maxwell. All right. Once again, episode 89 of the Play By Ear podcast. If you've not been with us before, each of us bring a topic to the table. We talk 20-ish minutes on said topic, and then we move forward after we've exhausted said topic. So we are in order on the screen, which we will present our topics. Brady first, Todd second, myself last.
And I would like to offer a little bit of an explanation and apology. Last week at the
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you going to talk? Are you going to talk about your dog here?
Not yet. That will be coming.
All right.
I was going to offer.
Let me know when you're going to do that because I'm going to give a BS alert. So go ahead.
Well, no. About 2/3 of the way through the second topic last week, a strange case of vertigo. I was looking at the screen and I started getting nauseous.
Hello. Brady got some vertigo. Hello.
Yeah. And I did not want to vomit on camera.
I think that would have done wonders for our ratings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It would have been replayed. It would have been YouTube Gold. So it took me a couple days for it to go back to normal, but I am good and I am here and I'm back larger than life.
Brady, you're welcome for the shellacking I gave
Man.
Todd in the guise of pseudo Brady.
Yes, Howard. I'm still feeling the effects of that, man.
So, since we're talking about topics, I am going to do a topic tonight, but it is not going to be the topic that I had planned on doing. Eric?
Boop, 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 boop. BS alert, BS alert. Go ahead.
There is no bovine excrement involved in this, but no cow feces. My action hero tourney that I had started last week, I had my notes and my winners and everything, and Pepper Z Dog, the golden retriever of residence in my house, decided to shred my notebook pages that were out, and I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to the episode and redraw what I'd previously done. But there will be an awesome stand-in for tonight.
Now we've got 12 people in the room, and 11 of those 12 are waiting for part 2 of that tournament.
That's right.
Well, when I tell you what my topic is, there might end up being 30 people in the room because it is equally as awesome.
How is telling us what the topic is going to get people in the room that aren't in the room to hear what the topic is? I would like to hear the science behind that.
It's a valid question.
Well, no, because the psychic energies and auras I am projecting over these airwaves over this awesome topic is going to make them flock like the salmon of Capistrano.
Nice.
It's deep. Very deep. All right. So once again, we are in order. Brady first, Todd second, myself third. Real quickly about our website, visit it, playbyyourpodcast.com. We will refer back to it here later on in the show. Well, what are you diddling up there? All right, Brady, you have the floor.
All right. So our tourney of the night, I think we could probably come close to getting through this. And if we can't, we'll just stagger it episodically. But it is going to be a tourney. And
now, why would you leave after hearing Brady?
Nice, Matt. Thank you. Thank you.
Good old Matt. Hello, James.
Mr. Heron.
Mr. Heron. This is a tournament, as Todd likes to say, and Mr. Miyagi, of classic animated TV shows. This is an elimination of the greats of classic TV.
Hang on a minute. Should one of us keep the notes?
Yes. So there is a golden
I was
retriever
joking. I'm not keeping the notes.
No.
Keep them up high.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm making electronic notes this time.
Don't have to worry about wiener dogs getting a hold of anything like that.
Just put it up 4 inches off the ground.
Right.
They cannot get it. But all right. So are you guys ready now? Let me give you a little bit of clarification. These are classic animated TV shows. You will not see anything from like the ilk of SpongeBob or
So give us a rough range.
Rough
of
era.
years.
This is going to be what is called the golden age of Saturday morning in after school cartoons. So I'm going to say anything from about 1968 to about 1996 ish. Don't hold me to it. There are a few exceptions. There's a couple exceptions, but it'll be duly noted. Trust me, there's nothing untoward about the list. It all holds up.
Are these cartoons going to leave me in ruins?
Josie
will they
and the
be-
Pussycats.
Or will they be evil, like the fruits
Fruits
of the devil?
All right. So let's start off with the first region or the first half of this side of the tourney. And I did not seed these. Okay. This comes from a list that was on Twitter. And so are you ready, gentlemen?
Yes.
We will go with the number 1 seed in this bracket versus the number 16. We have at number 16, which before I go farther, see, I like what they did here. There's not going to be any early round knockouts. It's seeded in a relatively reasonable way. There might be some quibbles, but it's going to be okay. So the 16 seed, Yogi Bear, and the number 1 seed, Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle. See, but seems like Bullwinkle was a little bit before us. I don't remember sitting down and watching Bullwinkle.
Was Bullwinkle? It seemed like there were just Bullwinkle shorts, like mixed into other programs or something. I don't know. I don't. Both of those are before my time, I believe. I mean, I know who they both are.
I mean, Bullwinkle was on especially Channel 64, but let me give you, Bullwinkle was a parody of Cold War culture.
Correct.
So you had Bullwinkle and Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and then you had Boris and Natasha, which how poignant is that at the moment?
Exactly.
But anyway, and I'm gonna go along with kind of like Eric. I didn't watch it a lot, and I'll be honest, when I did watch it, it was kind of like meh, but the humor was over my head.
Right.
Outside of the physical comedy of a moose and a flying squirrel.
So, do you think it would be funnier now if you were to rewatch them?
I bet it would be.
Yeah,
I think it would be.
I am going to be the person who, like the person who doesn't watch sports, and I'm not making fun of people who don't watch sports, but the people who just they pick based on the uniform color or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm going to just go with which animal I like better. And I'm going to say that Bullwinkle, because, again, I think a talking moose is much funnier than a talking bear. And Bullwinkle is the only talking bear that I know of, to where there are, talking moose. There are other talking bears. So for originality, Bullwinkle gets it.
That is true. That is true. Because, like, I mean, just even the choice of the animals itself, we're talking about a moose and a flying squirrel. Think of all the animals that could have been paired.
That's comedy gold.
That is. It would be like a musk ox and a coati. You know, like who would have thought of such?
And Brady, what does a musk ox and a coati sound like? We dare anyone to challenge us on our animal sounds.
Animal sounds. So we have one for now. See, Yogi, it could be funny, but here's the deal. There's a couple things you gotta like look over. Like the bear was just hungry, man. You know, and he was wearing a fedora and a tie, and that's going to get him fed in my book.
And no shirt or pants. He's
no
wearing
shirt
a
or pants.
And a fedora.
Kind of reminds me of college, but nah, I'm kidding.
Well,
but
Rocky wasn't wearing pants either, was he? Or
he's
a shirt?
wearing a pilot
flight helmet, like an Amelia Earhart thing.
Yeah.
And goggles because he was a flying squirrel.
But nothing from the nipples down. I mean, he had no clothes on.
Not that I'm aware of.
His nips were nude.
His nude moose nips.
I did.
It's a new Ben & Jerry's flavor of ice cream.
No, it's a little cold in there.
Sued by the Ben & Jerry's people. I shouldn't say that.
Rocky might have had a scarf, but don't quote me on that. I think Bullwinkle did too. So,
so here's my question. All right, are we determining the winners of these quote unquote matchups based upon the cartoon itself or the cartoon's place in society? Because I will say, even though Yogi is the 16 seed here, Yogi has had a much bigger impact on society than has Bullwinkle.
For Pete's sake, he has his own chain of campgrounds.
Well, yes, and sections of Kings Island, and had a whole Laugh Olympics team named after him, for crying out loud. I mean, come on. What did Bullwinkle do except be on his little cartoon?
Try to get in the right light there. Bullwinkle had no clothing on, not a stitch.
Not a stitch. So we have comments from the audience here. We've not voted yet, really, have we? Todd said Bullwinkle.
I voted because my answer to that would be whatever we choose to vote on. Because like right there, I had nothing to vote on other than which one I thought was funnier, a moose or a bear. But I still want my vote to be heard.
Right. Your vote will be counted. I would say Yogi based upon the societal influence of said bear.
I agree. There might have been a better headiness and pithiness to Bullwinkle, but I'm still going Yogi.
I think Bullwinkle is a weak 1 seed. That's what I think. I don't know what the other 1 seeds are going to be, but
he's played in the Ohio Valley Conference, or instead of the Big Ten.
But no one from the Ohio Valley Conference would ever be a 1 seed. At best a 12.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's like being an undefeated Ohio Valley Conference person in the tournament. You might get the 1 seed, but that's kind of dubious.
Did you get any on you?
Honestly, it was a hiccup. It wasn't a burp.
Okay. I wasn't looking. I just heard it.
I was drinking the Dr. Pepper.
That's mistake number 1. You don't drink Dr. Pepper when you have to do any serious talking.
Yeah.
You'll...
Okay,
right,
shall I go on to the next matchup, or have we made a decision?
Well, now wait a minute. I've got comments here.
We got to see the vote. The vote.
Yeah. Mr. Heron didn't like either one.
I concur.
Matt says Yogi wins. Bullwinkle was cool, but come on, I've got to get my picnic basket. Savannah says Yogi. Howard says Rocky and Bullwinkle actually a bit before your time, not in your sweet spot. Correct.
Yeah.
Todd
took it.
Take a weird direction there.
Are you surprised that I would take it?
I don't know why you would be.
The only direction I know.
Maxwell, Yogi the Bear was just waking up from hibernation. That's why he ate so much. Now, is that your vote? Or is that just facts? Brady knows much about scarves.
Indeed.
That is true.
That should be scarves.
Is it scarfs, Matt, or scarves? Is it like the killer dwarfs?
For those of you needing a Killer Dwarfs reference, check them out on iTunes, an 80s hair metal band.
And also know that we would not make fun of anyone else for a typo or some sort of grammar mistake other than our good friend Matt, who, by the way, is the voice you hear at the beginning of our podcast.
Howard, Rocky the Squirrel has a scarf, and as you said, nothing from the nips down and nothing from the nuts up.
Nips down, nuts up. I think that needs to be in the.
Well, it is a squirrel.
That's got to be in the isms.
Yeah.
Nips down and nuts up. Howard, Yogi was for kids. Bullwinkle had many inside adult jokes. So maybe we should watch an episode of Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
In our current state. Matt did not know how to spell scarves or scarfs. Did you say ute? I think Yogi wins.
I think Yogi wins.
Yogi pulls the big upset here.
Yogi
right after Brady just said there's not going to be any upsets.
Yeah,
that is true. But this it was the only one I had circled that could be problematic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vegas lost a lot of money there.
They did. Okay, we're gonna go with the next one. It is the number 5 seed. Must have had a bad season because I don't know if I agree with this. Versus the number 12, and this is.
Gotta watch these 5-12s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the number 12 seed, the Super Friends.
Okay, now wait a minute. Before you go on, we talking Wendy and Marvin Super Friends or Wonder Twins Super Friends? Because there's a huge difference there.
I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision, Wonder Twins.
Okay.
Because Marvin and Wendy should have been vanquished by Solomon Grundy and beaten into a paste. But let Wonder Dog loose. He's fine.
Yeah, I liked Wonder Dog.
Yeah. But we have the number 12 Super Friends versus Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that's easy.
You know what? That's bullcrap seeding too. Scooby-Doo a 5, and even
Yes.
Super Friends a 12. I mean, come on.
I don't need to
Hey.
think any longer. Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. Now, I like me some Super Friends, but being a comic book nerd, Super Friends, even at age 5 and 6, can rub me the wrong way at times
Okay.
because they should have killed people that deserved it.
Okay, iteration of Scooby-Doo here. I mean, we're talking the classic.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? That one.
Right.
I
okay,
mean,
so-
did
we're
the
not-
Super
with
Friends
this-
have? Did the Super Friends have the Harlem Globetrotters visit them? Did they have Don Knotts visit them? Did they have
Phyllis
Casey
Diller.
Kasem?
Dick blanking Van Dyke.
Did they have
Jonathan
Sandy?
Winters.
Sandy gosh darn Duncan? Did they have her? I think not.
Well, now you brought in the Scrappy Doos.
Ooh.
Scrappy Doo is the Oliver of cartoons. I mean, that should have never happened.
Yeah.
Scooby Dum, now that's a whole different thing. Scooby Dum was a good addition.
Scooby Dum should have been featured more.
Indeed, Scooby Dum was underutilized.
I had a couple other character ideas for that litter and everything, but I cannot repeat them here. I'll
Not in our
refresh you later.
TV-14 state.
Yes.
Scooby.
Scooby runs
Fine.
away with it.
Audience, Savannah says Scooby. Brewer,
Says Scooby.
welcome. Zoinks. I assume that's a Scooby vote. Matt Vaughn, Scooby. Howard, Super Friends should have been versus Underdog. Yes. Mr. Heron, Scooby should be a number 1 seed. What meddling kids made
I
this
agree.
I agree.
Oh my gosh.
Scooby. Kyle, you don't know Scooby Dumb? Not Dung.
Scooby
Scooby-
Dung.
Not Scooby's Dung. Scooby Dumb.
Scooby Dung had IBS. That's the one cousin we never heard about.
Maxwell says Scooby Doo, but if I'm being honest, I've never seen Super Friends. What do you think about the live action Scooby Doo?
I didn't mind the live action Scooby Doo's.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest though, you guys are. But what else? What else would you expect out of them? I mean, were you expecting like Oscar worthy?
No, but no.
Were you
I'm not-
expecting Kramer versus Kramer on Golden Pond? I mean, what were you expecting?
I'm a traditionalist. Scrappy Doo should have been spayed and or neutered. I'm assuming neutered. I'm assuming Scrappy Doo was of the neutering variety there. I don't know.
We've referenced this many times. I just like it. I never knew during my whole childhood that Shaggy was probably dealing some Scooby Doobage from the back of the Mystery Machine.
Yeah. So if Scrappy Doo were neutered, he would be Scrapless Doo, I guess, at that point.
No, there was Daisy Doo also.
You guys have made fun of me before because I told you, I think I shared on the podcast one time that for years I thought Shaggy was a girl.
What? Oh, okay. Now the story has to be that we're on Scooby Doo. Jinkies. The Jinkies story. Yeah. Do you all remember? What
Not
I'm talking
really.
about?
I do.
Okay. One of our friends contends that Jinkies is like a term of endearment. Like, hey, Jinkies, like my crew, my group, hey, Jinkies, come
Hey,
with
you two
me.
Jinkies, let's go catch a movie.
There you go. Now, Jinkies, in
Do-
my mind, and in the rest of the world's mind, is an exclamation. Like,
Yes.
oh, crap.
Yeah.
Jinkies. Right?
I just
Yeah.
stepped in Scooby's Doo. Jinkies.
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 Zoinks.
Zoinks.
Yeah. Or, never mind.
Never mind. Matt Vaughn goes a step further. Scrappy Doo's dad should have been neutered. Indeed.
True. Yeah.
Mr. Heron, what was baked into the Scooby snacks? I think the baked people were eating the Scooby snacks, maybe. And,
All right.
Mr. Vaughn says I'm correct. Jinkies is a
Better frame that one, Eric. That's
Yes.
we don't get told that by our audience very
no,
often.
No, we don't. Scooby
Oh.
runs away with it. Continue.
Easily.
All right. This one is pretty intriguing. This is truly going to tell you what kind of taste of cartoons people have. We've got number 4. Oh, excuse me. We've got number 13, the Laugh Olympics, versus number 4, Johnny Quest.
What was number 4?
No,
Johnny Quest.
What, who seeded this thing here? Johnny
know.
Quest, number 4? Laugh
Johnny-
Olympics 13? Are you kidding me?
But think about it. This person might have liked the more actiony feel, and they might have thought that Laugh Olympics was silly. So they're two divergent kind of cartoons. That's what I'm saying. This is a true matchup. It's going to tell you what kind of taste your cartoon runs. Now, Johnny Quest is fine, and Mike Pence was wonderful at it. But the joke is that Race Bannon from the cartoon looked exactly like the former Vice President Mike Pence.
Indeed.
And it was good, but I'm firmly in Laugh Olympics territory.
I never watched it. I've never watched an episode of Johnny Quest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's basically a teen kind of like crime investigation action thing. So
Okay.
his dad's like a marine biologist and an explorer kind of deal. It was good. It held water.
Yeah, Laugh Olympics was a little before my time, but I do remember watching them at some point. So I'm going Laugh Olympics.
There's Vice President Pence with the gun.
Yep, and Bandit the dog.
Yes.
Now I don't know who's in betwixt them in the back.
Yeah, I don't know that person.
The female character, I am not familiar with, but anyway, and Haji.
Haji, yes.
So I'm voting Laugh Olympics.
Oh,
Laugh
Laugh
Olympics.
Olympics, without a doubt. Yeah, this is
Oh wow!
I lost my timer. I can't shut it off.
Shut it!
Shut it.
I feel like there's an ice cream truck going through.
I wish.
Laugh Olympics
push
is my vote.
Laugh Olympics is my vote.
Savannah says Johnny
Ooh.
Quest.
Ooh.
Matt Vaughn says Mike Pence looks like Cotton Hill from King of the Hill. Miss Casey, welcome. Mike
Hello, Miss
loved
Casey.
Johnny Quest. Kirsten says Laugh Olympics. Welcome, Kirsten.
So it
Wait a
looks like-
minute. The Scooby Doobies, the Yogi Yahooies, and the really rottens. I had to do my Snagglepuss impersonation.
it
Yeah,
looks like,
Snagglepuss, and who's the other one? Mildew. Mildew. Was it?
Yeah,
Mildew?
I can't remember. All right, are you ready for the next one?
so Laugh Olympics, right? Takes that
Laugh
one.
Olympics, yes.
Well, I mean by one, but the audience we had 2 Johnny Quests.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
Mr.
goodness.
Herring goes with Johnny Quest.
I think Johnny Quest is going to take this.
Well, no, but we had 3. Our 3 was Laugh Olympics, and then so Kirsten's 4.
Okay, yeah, Kirsten's
1,
4.
2,
So yeah, Laugh
3.
Olympics still takes it.
By 1.
by 1. And we're gonna say it's Laugh Olympics unless another one pops up here. All right, now this one is kind of kicking it old school. We've got Underdog, who is the 9th seed, versus Hong Kong Fooey, the 8th seed.
Oh,
Hong Kong
Fooey, #1 super guy.
He's got cow. He's got cow.
Quicker than a human eye. Ding, 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 ding.
That interlude there.
I have never watched an episode of Hong Kong Fooey.
Scatman Crothers.
Underdag for
voice.
me.
Underdag.
You said Fooey, right, Brady?
Yeah. Pardon me.
Did you say Fooey, or did you say
Actually, even though as much as I enjoyed the Hong Kong Phooey theme song, Underdog, I think was probably better and more impacting.
You think?
Yeah, I did it again, Todd.
Doctor's Pepper's burning you up, man.
Yeah.
My vote's on the Fooey. John Whitney, welcome. Players are on the field, on the grass even. There's Left to Laugh Olympics. On the grass even.
Hong Kong. Oh, Hong Kong is more
Hong
fun.
Kong is running away with it.
Oh, well, we got a
Phooey.
couple underdogs here.
Yeah.
Mr. Barney, welcome. Hong Kong 100% from Kirsten. Hong Kong, yes.
And the thing is,
Glad-
I think
glad
I
to be of
like Hong
service.
Kong Phooey better. But
Yeah.
like I said, I think Underdog, I misread the audience. I thought that Underdog was probably the more impactful because didn't he have a new live action movie out not
Yeah.
too long ago?
Yeah, he did. But yeah, Hong Kong Phooey runs away with it.
He does. Chop.
Way to go, Mr. Fooey.
Do I call you Hong or do I call you Mr. Phooey? All right. It's time to go to the other side of the bracket. Shall we?
Sure.
All right. So the number 2 and the number 15. So at number 15, we have Shirt Tails versus number 2, the Flintstones.
Oh,
Are you okay? Come on. Flintstones number 2 seed. Bullwinkle number 1 seed.
Hey,
Weren't the Flintstones like the first primetime network?
yes, the
cartoon?
first
I mean,
primetime cartoon. It was the animated Honeymooners.
Eric, can you pull up the Shirt Tails so we can see all the characters real quick?
Tails.
I'm probably going to surprise you all here. I'm going Shirt Tails over the Flintstones.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Sacrilege.
Best part about the Flintstones is their cereal.
Heresy.
I mean,
And I liked Shirt Tails just fine. Loved it as a kid and as a youth, but Flintstones, man. I mean, I still eat their vitamins.
I think you're about 38 years too old to eat their vitamins, Brady.
Hey, they're prehistoric.
Yes,
go.
there's the Shirt Tail. They were awesome. I mean, you got the mole or whatever. That's not a mole. What is that thing in the middle?
It is a mole.
Is it? It's got eyes.
Well,
I thought
it's
I thought it was
closed.
an opossum.
I think it's an
Nope.
opossum.
No, because Digger, his name was Digger, and he dug.
You're right. I like the
There-
monkey.
And that was Bogey the orangutan, Pammy Panda, I forget if it's Tig or Tig, and I cannot remember the name of the raccoon.
Are you sure you don't want to vote for the Shirt Tails, Brady?
I
So
said
you
I
have a lot
liked
of
him, but I love
shirt-tail
me some
knowledge
Flintstones.
here. You have much more shirt tail knowledge than I have.
Well, I may have to change my vote now that I know they had a mole with eyes.
It doesn't say he's got them closed like he's in deep repose or thought. It's okay.
That's
His job was to dig.
Moles
He's a-
don't have ears either, do they?
I don't know. Tame that shrew.
Team that shrew. I think that's an opossum.
A shrew's not an opossum. A shrew's a mole. Oh, you mean the okay?
Yeah, I think that's an opossum.
I got you. I think it's an opossum too. Do opossum?
I will make a large bet on that one.
It's
all
a
right.
shrew. It needs tamed.
All right. So now I got to look it up. Now I got to figure out what these characters are. Brady, you can go ahead. I
Okay.
say Flintstones.
Oh,
But
Flintstones
For
easily.
instance, is yeah. I am the only one that voted for Shirt Tails.
Yeah.
All right. So on the other side of this bracket, we've got the number 6 versus the number 11. At number 11, we have Spider-Man. And at number 6, we have the Jetsons.
Easy.
Is
Easy.
it? Is it?
Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Spider-Man. Jetsons was silly.
I mean, cartoons in general are silly.
Exactly.
All right.
No,
number 10.
I didn't mind the Jetsons, but I'm going Spider-Man.
Okay.
And to clarify, this isn't Spider-Man and his amazing friends. This is the Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider
can.
Yeah.
It's
Knows
Spider-Man.
And he
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Don't
just
whatever.
does-
just like
Spider
Look
can.
out, Here comes Spider-Man.
In the speed of light. So anyway, so well, what do we got here? We've got Flintstones, Jetsons. See, I love me some Flintstones. I can quote it like Eric. I bet you can finish this line. You, Bonnie Rubble, are a. Okay, maybe
I
not.
can't.
I keep thinking CAD, but I don't think is that CAD? Is it CAD?
jackass.
A counterfeiter.
Oh.
You, Bonnie Rubble, are a counterfeiter.
I was thinking of it sounds like the on Ferris Bueller's Day Off where his dad he fakes his dad.
Peterson.
This is Mr. Peterson.
Doesn't he say, "You're an asshole"?
Paul, my friend.
Paul, my
with an asshole. Yeah.
So, Spider-Man, bar none, was my favorite superhero as a Ute.
Yep.
I have to go with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Wow.
Although I like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Meet George
Now-
Jetson, his boy Elroy, daughter Judy, Jane,
Gee,
his wife,
His wife. His
his
boy.
dog.
Oh. His,
that was our line to the song.
Yeah. His dog and
Right.
use.
Yeah, we didn't say Astro. We said-
So it looks like we've got
Gonna be a
1,
close
2,
one.
3 Jetsons, 4 Jetsons, 1, 2, 3 Spider-Man, 4, 5 Spider-Man. If we count you,
What were you,
Spider-
Brady?
Pick a
Well,
side. Make
here's
a
the thing:
statement.
you can
enjoyed
either.
Spider-Man more.
I was going to say you could either tie it with Jetsons or can't win it
No.
with Jetsons.
Yeah, I enjoyed Spider-Man more. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
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 Okay, the next one,
Welcome,
The-
Jerry. Jerry also votes Spider-Man. by the way.
Spider-Man. Yeah,
Now, before you go on, I've got shirt tail characters here.
All right.
All right, the shirt tails, group of animals who wear shirts that show expressions or words, but they don't wear pants, live in a hollow tree, and unknown to their human guardian, they are crime fighters. They were
Damn straight.
Rick Raccoon,
Rick.
Raccoon, Tig or Tig.
I think it's Tig.
Tig Tiger, Pammy Panda, Digger Mole,
He is a mole.
Bogey Orangutan, and in the second season, Kip Kangaroo. So
I'm gonna-
forgot about him.
because he didn't come to the second season.
So I stand victorious. It was a moment.
It was a moment.
All right.
Mole. Hang on a minute. Moles do have eyes hidden beneath their thin skin, which is mostly covered by a soft and short dark fur. So they do have eyes, but they're under their skin, so that was not accurate. The
Not
shirt-tailed
visible.
mole. Yeah,
Not visible to the human eye.
yeah, that was a.
Continue.
Sorry. The next one, we have a 3 versus 14. And number 14, we have the Pink Panther versus number 3, Bugs Bunny.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
I'm going Bugs.
Yeah, I'm going Bugs too. I mean, I could quote
I was
Bugs
never
Bunny
a Salmon
cartoons.
Panther fan.
Mauve Panther, Mauve Panther. Pink Panther, I mean, it was there was no dialogue. It was just a little bit Euro for me.
And then they started mixing the movies in. I couldn't understand the tie. I know the Pink Panther in the movies was a jewel, right? It was not an actual
Yeah.
cartoon.
Okay,
panther.
so how many people out there in Play It by Earland who are old enough to remember this were were just crestfallen when you saw a 2-hour movie about the Pink Panther on prime time on Channel 12, and you turn it over, and it's some darn Peter Sellers flick, and you keep on waiting for the cartoon to start.
Yeah.
True
That'd be me.
disappointment. Yep.
Yep.
It's like when you thought Benny Hill was on, you were all excited, and it ended up being Benny Hinn in the 700 Club. Totally different worlds there.
Savannah says Bugs. Mr. Vaughn says the bunny. Kirsten Bugsy. Ms. Casing Morelli. Bugs all the way. Mr. Heron Bugs. Gary Troutman, true story about the movie. Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead. Bugs and MJ save the NBA, according to Kyle Brewer. How could you not pick Bugs?
that is true. I mean, Eric, Bugs Bunny cartoons, we could still, I don't even know what we were doing the other day, and you quoted one, the bricka bricka firecracker sis boom
bomb.
ba Bugs Bunny rah rah rah. Yeah. With my spear and magic helmet. Killed the rabbit, killed the rabbit. Yeah. So, all right. So, can we pretty much agree that that was a shellacking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Heron loves him some Benny Hill too.
I think that was the first we ever had one vote. There was not one vote for the Pink Panther.
Great teacher, Miss Casing. Used Bugs to teach opera and world history. Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit. Jerry, Pink Panther with Steve Martin only did 164 million at the box. I don't even remember that.
I don't either.
But that was an actual. Wasn't there an actual? I mean, that was the Pink Panther, though, wasn't it?
Like the cartoon.
Like I thought they did a live action Pink Panther, like with the.
I think you're right. Where
But maybe it wasn't that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out because I know what he's talking about, but I have no recollection of it because I immediately dismissed it as lame when I saw. It's like, oh man, come on, it's terrible. This next matchup is probably going to be the most brutal, and I have the feeling that this is going to go along generational lines and age lines. Are you ready for, in my opinion, the biggest throwdown?
Hang on, real quick. I just looked it up. Yeah, Steve Martin was the live action, so it at least was there was a pink cat in it.
Yeah, yeah. Jerry says 2005.
Yeah, only a 5.7 on IMDb as far as the.
Not a good grade.
But I like Steve Martin, so I probably I don't know if I ever watched that or not. But
Grandpa, we will. So you ready for the throwdown, gentlemen?
Yes.
Continue.
At number 10, we have The Simpsons. At number 7, we have Tom and Jerry.
Ooh.
Both criminally underseated.
Correct.
In my mind. Now, I know I made one vote based upon societal impact of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Simpsons far and away when it comes to that. However, voting with my heart, I got to go with Tom and Jerry.
That, you know.
I'm going Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, yeah.
Thomas and Gerald for the win for me.
Now, it's got to be the Tom and Jerry's in that sweet spot. It's got to be 50s, 60s Tom and Jerry when they're enemies, not friends. I mean, you can't have Tom and Jerry be friends. It just doesn't. And I was even okay with the early 80s.
It's the Tom and which featured the lovable, the adorable
Pipsqueak.
Bird. We're so mature here.
Oh yes, we are.
I probably haven't watched 5 full episodes of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So Thomas and Gerald for me easily.
In Mr. Thomas, I agree. The Tom and Jerry was a classic before. In fact, look, Tom and Jerry just had a reboot last year, a movie. in that Pixar style of animation put in the real world. The greatest thing about Tom and Jerry, though, well, there would be no segments of The Simpsons without Thomas and Gerald because Itchy and Scratchy is based on the carnage of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah,
that's a fact. I think based upon that alone, you have to go with Tom and Jerry.
Yes. I always wondered why Itchy and Scratchy didn't have their own spinoff because who would not have watched that?
True.
All
right,
but Tom and Jerry still makes me laugh to this day.
Yes. Oh, yes.
It's funny stuff.
Savannah says Simpsons. Maxwell says Tommy and Jerry.
Yeah, I think you missed a couple up above there, Eric, on the Tom and Jerry vote.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
I didn't go up. Old school Tom and Jerry or new? Yes, that's
old school.
Yeah, it got to be old school. Katrina, welcome. Tom and Jerry.
Katrina.
Kirsten says Tom and Jerry with my heart as well. Matt says might agree Tom and Jerry. Jerry Thomas goes Tom and Jerry. Classic before Simpsons. John Barney goes with the Simpsons. Likes the current Cotton Candy Randy. I'm like Todd. Not that I disliked or didn't want to watch The Simpsons. It just didn't fit into my TV watching schedule for some reason.
See, I don't know if this is a very good. This probably isn't a good excuse, but around the time that I remember The Simpsons getting big, Beavis and Butthead, or Ren and Stimpy, like that era, and I was more of a Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy person,
Right.
And I don't even know that it was close to the same time in my mind.
Simpsons were slightly before those two, but not maybe 2 or 3 years before. Mr. Heron says Tom and Jerry, and Ms. Casey, Tom and Jerry. All right. Looks like Tom and Jerry.
It looks like Tom and Jerry.
But I'll say again, both criminally underseated.
So, I think based on time, we'll have to finish this next week because we could probably take almost 2 or 3 hours on this. But I do want to go ahead and before we sign off on it, I'll tell you who won, just to refresh our memories, just to kind of go back and dip in it. So we had Yogi defeating Bullwinkle. We had Scooby-Doo over Johnny Quest. Yes. We had excuse me. Sorry. We had Scooby-Doo over Super Friends. We had Laugh Olympics over Johnny Quest, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Correct.
We had Hong Kong Phooey over Underdog and Yogi with the upset of Bullwinkle.
Yes.
All right. And then we had on the other side, we had the Flintstones. We had Tom and Jerry over the Simpsons. We had Bugs Bunny over the Pink Panther. And we had Spider-Man over the Jetsons.
Correct.
So we will resume this next week with the TV Throwdown. Let's see, we had somebody... it sounds like Tom and Jerry is just running away with this one. That was one of the more unanimous ones.
Yeah. Adam, welcome. Tom and Jerry
Hey,
more
Adam.
lighthearted, which I prefer. And Mr. Heron, true point. Simpsons made it hard to be a teacher. Every boy tried to act like Bart. Correct.
You remember the kerfluffle of how that was a legitimate, it's going to corrupt the youth. And everybody was going to turn into Bart Simpson. But then South Park came on.
Yeah. Right. That
So,
blew that out of the water.
yeah. All right. Well, next week we will revisit this, and I have my notes. And they're electronic, so there will be no dog.
We want to watch where you put them. Tuck them up behind that sign behind your head. Tape them to the back of that sign, Brady, so we know they'll be safe.
Yeah. It's I went ahead and edited the screenshot, so I have my notes electronically.
Gotcha.
The dog will have to be a hacker to get to this one.
All right. Visit our website, www.playbyyourpodcast.com. And you see at the top of each of the pages on our site, we have the audio of our podcast on the left, the video of the podcast in the center. and our calendar and our registration for our email list on the right side. And again, that's at the top of every page. This is our support page. If you go to that page, you can become a member of our podcast. If you click the Buy Me a Coffee link down at the bottom of the page, that will take you to our crowdsourcing website, buymeacoffee.com. And you can be a member of the podcast for $5 per month or $50 per year. And here are our Hall of Famers. Savannah is in the room with us. She's a Hall of Famer. Allison Chavis, Chuck Griffin, Jessica Longacre, Rhonda Reeser, Christy Rocky, and Joe Rocky. So thanks to all of them for their membership.
Thank you.
All right.
Don't go anyplace yet, Mr. Thomas. This is just the end of the first segment. We got miles to go.
Miles. All right. Am I up?
You're up.
Okay. Have I done a food topic yet in 2022?
I don't know. Have you?
Well, I think we did the one about the How Southern Are You? I believe that
Yes.
was 2022.
Yep.
All right. So I have a food topic. And Eric actually sent this map, I don't know, maybe months ago. Eric sent this map to me, being the food topic person typically. And this is the weirdest food. It's a map of the United States. And it's the weirdest food from every state mapped.
Huh.
And we're not talking about like comparing New England fried cod to Texas chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak. We're talking about the weird, like the unique, the extraordinary stuff. Without further ado, we'll get started because we have 50 states to go through.
I do.
And some of these, honestly, this is the first time I've opened up the website, and I've only gotten down to like Louisiana. And first off, Eric, I think some of these are going to require pictures.
Okay.
And some of them are going to require pronunciation because I don't quite know how to pronounce some of them. So anyway, and there's no pronunciation guide. Alabama. Biscuits with chocolate gravy. Biscuits with chocolate gravy. Now that sounds like a dessert. We looked up chocolate gravy was, I think, on that Southern list.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because we thought maybe it was just brown gravy and they just called it chocolate gravy, but it's actually chocolate.
Chocolate gravy.
Chocolate.
So that is a
It's
dessert.
a syrup.
Yeah, and oddly enough, unless that biscuit were fried and rolled in cinnamon or powdered sugar or something, I don't think I would like chocolate gravy on my biscuits.
I agree.
Jelly or honey, or if you get it from KFC, honey sauce. It's not actually honey; it's honey sauce.
So,
So-
what's the distinction with honey and honey sauce?
I don't know. You would
One
think,
is whipped with additives.
you would think that honey sauce would be runnier, but it's. And I guess it's a little runnier than a honey out of just right straight from the bear.
And I know this is not etymologically correct, but one is whipped and added additives, and one's right from the bee's butt. But it doesn't come from a bee's butt, so that would be incorrect.
You
I
beat
just
me
got
to it. I was going to say honey right out of the bee's butt.
I just got to thinking of the Brady. You know what I'm talking about, but I just got to thinking about the scene in the new Jackass movie with the bees. Anyway, can't get that out of my head. Alaska. This is the first one that I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but it looks like Akutak, Akutaq.
I bet
Akutak.
it is Inuit in origin.
Akutaq.
You. Akutaq is a Yupik word which means mix them together.
It's
Oh.
it's Alaskan casserole. Brady,
Eskimo
Alaska
ice cream
roll.
is actually what it is.
is it really?
Yeah. The way we pronounce is Aguduck. Aguduck.
Then why not spell it Aguduck? Aguduck.
Aguduck. It's Yupik. It's
I
not
know.
English.
But what does it look like? Is it look
hold
good?
on.
Is it?
Does it look like a stew? Does it look like
I mean, to me, it looks like
Is it
ground
like?
ground beast. But
So it's not a dessert.
I think it is. But
ew?
That looks good, Brady. That looks like looks like some sort of raspberry ice cream or something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was meat.
Oh, I think it's a dessert.
I said it.
Oh, it's a dessert.
No, I
Okay,
said
because
at
I
first
thought
glance,
that
it
was
looked-
some kind of rancid meat in a fancy feast jar.
I said at first glance it looked like ground beast.
Oh, okay, that's
It-
what colored
It could
me.
be, or I mean, I don't know.
I don't
It
know
does
where you
kinda
get
have
your
the,
ground
It has
beast, Eric.
the same hue as like like the vulture sack that hangs off of a vulture's face, or like a turkey chin sack.
A gobble.
Yeah.
Jerry, probably wrapped in seal blubber.
It looks good. Are those chocolate chips or something in it, or are they?
I don't
Probably
know.
yak toenails or moose toenails or something.
If I tell you I got a yak, it doesn't mean I got a hairy buffalo living in my backyard.
Arizona scorpion lollipops. Scorpion lollipops. So, I mean, are these kind of like the things you buy at Jungle Gyms that have the bugs in
Exactly.
them and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to back up. We got to back up. Okay, Accudac, how you pronounce it? Okay, ingredients. Oh man.
Well, Gary has a Gary put. Are you going to read what Gary has, or you have your own there?
Well, I have my own. Why?
Oh,
can't.
I just
can't
noticed what
look.
Gary's comment popped up. It might be the same thing because it just has some ingredients in it.
All right. Gary says it's not creamy ice cream as we know it, but a concoction made from reindeer fat or tallow, seal oil, freshly fallen snow or water, fresh berries, and sometimes
Ew.
ground harish.
Fist. I don't want no ground fist in my.
Well, now the site I was looking at, ingredients of the Eskimo ice cream: fist, white fist, pike, or any kind of salmon.
And if it's the first ingredient, you know it has the most in it.
All right. Crisco/lard,
Tallow.
vegetable oil, sugar, and berries. Blueberries, salmon berries.
Ew.
Clam-
Salmonberry.
I don't know what a salmon berry is.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
Gosh, that's not pass. A hard pass.
I'll pass too. It's breaking my my rule of mixing sweets with non-sweets.
Well, it just sounds like a cardiology event in a dish. There's a lot of oils and tallows in there.
Yeah, but then you got the fish. You got the omega-3s in there, man. It could be healthy.
Right.
I'm assuming
It's a
that'll be
fight.
migrating. That fish will be migrating one way or the other quickly with all that fat and lard.
So do salmon berries come from male salmon? Is that what we're talking
Yeah. That made me a little queasy.
Arkansas.
Don't need any more of that, Brady.
That's right. Arkansas, we have a nice alliteration with this one. We have possum pie.
Possum pie.
Or is it
Not-
opossum pie?
Yeah, it's possum pie, and I think that probably is exactly what we think. It's probably just like some sort of possum meat patty.
The other yellow meat.
California, shusharito. Shusharito. You want to look that one up, Eric? It's just sush SUSHIRRITO. Shusharito.
I bet it's sushi. I bet it's sushi-rito.
Sushirito, and it's one word.
Like a sushi burrito?
That makes sense. Yeah, that's hard to say. Sushirito.
All right, let's.
It's a Phil
let's go back.
Collins song, isn't it?
Sushi burrito.
That was Genesis.
All right.
It's against all odds.
It turned into.
Let's go back to the possum pie for a moment. Okay, so we were mesmerized by the Eskimo ice cream, but possum pie is like the opposite. So the ingredients: egg whites, butter crackers, vanilla extract, sugar, walnuts, frozen whipped topping, and 2 tablespoons of flaked coconut. So there's not any opossum meat
No possum.
in the opossum pie.
Wow. Wow. Well, I still would. It's still disqualified because of the coconut. I'd rather have 2 tablespoons of shaved possum than shaved coconut.
So what was the California thing? How you spell that?
Sushi-rito. Sushi-rito, yeah.
That's got to be raw fisted tortilla.
Irrito. Sushi-rito.
Sushi-rito. Sushi-rito.
It just seems like that's what it would be.
Oh, it's a. I see what it is. It's a mixture. It's an abomination. It's a
It looks like a
Mexican,
California roll.
Japanese. It's like a burrito and a sushi mix.
Yeah.
Sushi-rito. Which I take as an abomination, but
Huh. Yeah, that's. I'm not a sushi guy.
I don't like real sushi. I like
The
California
rice and
roll,
vegetable
like California
kind.
rolls, and then I get
Yeah.
I like spicy crab rolls. I like crab. Anything with crab in it I can do, but I don't want anything else in it.
crab,
All right.
real crab or imitation crab.
I don't care. I like them both.
You just
Colorado.
dismiss it there.
Colorado, we have Rocky Mountain oysters,
Oh,
I think we all know what those are.
sheep balls.
Trade ball. Sheep testes.
they are not colorless or tasteless or odorless. They're sheep testes.
I don't think I could eat a Rocky Mountain oyster.
Oh, no way.
Nope.
I mean, I think you probably pretty much just have to swallow it whole. I don't think you'd want to chew it. Has anyone listening ever sampled a Rocky Mountain oyster?
Anyone ever ate a Rocky Mountain oyster?
Chime in if you've ever.
So, do you think Appalachian mountain oysters would maybe like come from a goat instead? Like, do you think there's a variation?
I don't know.
In the Andes, mountain oysters would have more of a Spanish, Latino, spicy flair to them.
Gary with the answer tonight.
Nice.
No, that's just nuts.
Oh, Katrina turning green with that,
That was
one.
bad, Gary.
So, so Katrina, you personally have not, but your family has.
See, that just sounds like one of those things. Once again, a depression era thing, like the time that my grandma made cow tongue in the pressure cooker, and there was a told. I think it's just they didn't want it to go to waste. But man, come on, you got to let something go.
Doesn't everything taste like chicken nuggets?
Katrina, do they make them in an air fryer? Because everything tastes good in the air fryer.
It's healthier too. I mean,
Yeah, it's probably Well, if you deep fried them, you definitely wouldn't want to swallow them whole.
no.
I imagine the little vending quarter machines outside of restaurants. I bet it would be just like a deep fried bouncy ball.
Why do you think that they're that chewy though? Why do you think they have no give to them?
Because it's a ball, and that's just what's in my head, you know.
Katrina says they are prepared in the deep fryer.
Yeah, it's got to be good then. Everything in the fry daddy.
I was going to say, you could fry anything and be edible.
Next on the list, we have Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Clam pizza.
Ew.
Clam pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah,
Better beware where you put that to emphasis, Brady.
I won't even do like deep fried clam. That doesn't sound appetizing to me at all. I mean, I suppose if you liked clam and you liked pizza, you wouldn't mind them. But I am not a person that wants seafood on my pizza. Even if it's seafood I like, I don't want crab on my pizza. I don't want fried fish on my pizza.
You don't see it often, do you?
No,
I mean,
you
you would
don't.
think as popular as they do everything with shrimp, and you never see like a shrimp pizza or a cod pizza or a haddock pizza.
Excuse you, Brady. It would be codfish pizza.
No anchovies on your pizza.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true. They do
there you go. There
anchovies,
you go,
yeah.
dude.
No anchovies. Of all the canned meats I like, your potted meats, your deviled hams, your Vienna, your treat, your spam, your Vienna sausages. I do not eat.
Uncooked Vienna sausages.
I do not eat sardines or anchovies.
Here, Katrina, to my knowledge, this might be her first time listening, and she's a new listener.
She's told me she's listened before.
Oh, okay. Well, Katrina, am I the only one? We cooked
Yes.
as a kid. My mother pan fried up and heated my Vienna sausages. And they just acted like nobody ever does this because I was horrified when I saw somebody eat them straight from the can, like they were hobos. And no, you like cook it, and they just think that's
Brady. They wouldn't coat them in all that nutritious snot if you weren't supposed to just let them slide right down the throat.
That's gonna be the only way it gets down there,
It's,
man. Raw.
Here's what I'm surprised didn't happen. You said your mom fried them for you, right? I'm surprised she didn't put them in the frying pan, walk over to the refrigerator. When she come back, there'd be nothing left because I would think the meat would just disintegrate if you tried to fry it.
Just
They're not very well packed. I mean, like a Vienna sausage is pretty loosely packed.
It's
The
not
meat
put
is.
in a good intestine skin.
That's right.
Howard, what's the difference between clam pizza and fish tacos?
That's a good point. I mean, as far as I see, but fish tacos have gotten really popular. I mean, all over the place. I like fish tacos, but
you
clam
won't
pizza.
But you won't eat any seafood on your pizza.
Yeah, that's true.
What's
that's
the
weird.
difference?
Well, one's a taco shell and one's a pizza crust. One has pizza sauce and one does. I don't know. I mean, that makes me think though. I bet you can make a pretty good pizza version of a fish taco.
Fried clams?
Don't like me no fried clam. Delaware. Creamed chipped beef.
Creamed?
Creamed. Yeah, otherwise, known as shit on a shingle.
Correct.
And I like me some shit on a shingle.
Man, if they had a tin roof or a metal roof, they'd just be out of luck, wouldn't they?
Of course, our good friend
And it would
argues
just
that is not shit on a shingle because, to quote, shit is not white. Even though we've all seen Step Brothers where the kid makes him eat.
I was going to say,
white dog.
he obviously has never been in a backyard in the middle of the summer after the dog did his business.
Or at Eastern
5
High
hours
School in
ago.
1988 after a tournament game.
Gosh.
Haunts me to this day.
No, but I like chip beef gravy on toast, on biscuits, anything.
Mr. Heron, or I thought it was Mr. Heron. No, Howard, or the kid version, poop on the stoop.
A turb on the curb.
Turb?
Turb.
Had to make work.
That looks like when you know how when kids write their D's and B's backwards. A turb on the curb. A turb on the curd.
Now wait a minute. What if it's turd on a curd? Would that be on top of cottage cheese? Would you put some
Yeah, there
chip
you go.
beef on- Todd might go for that. If it had some slaw in there.
Oh yeah. Katrina answered your question there, Eric.
Yeah.
Or Brady or Eric one. Brady.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
So-
everybody does.
Katrina, I didn't know this. It was a couple. It was like a couple years when we started this, and I was horrified that one day I was like, "Man, I saw a kid at lunch just open up this can of Vienna sausages and eat them raw," and they looked at me like I was impaired or something. Like, you guys didn't cook them, and that's how this whole thing started.
I don't eat them, but no, I knew they were not cooked.
All right, Florida. Probably doesn't
Florida.
surprise you. Gator tail.
Had it.
Mm.
I've had that.
I've had gator balls.
Right.
No.
You guys. Gator bites. Okay, is that better? Gator bites.
Yeah,
Gator circles.
Brady tastes like chicken, right?
it does. It does.
Yeah, the gator bites that I've had taste
Yeah.
kind of like chicken. Maybe a
And
little chewier. Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah. This is a repeat because, like I said, the first time I had them, I was like, oh, yeah, it tastes exactly like chicken. But the second batch I had a couple years later were way too chewy. I really didn't dig it. It's not something I'm going to go out of my way. I'll just get chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Georgia, not too much. Boiled peanuts, nothing to really say about that.
Boiled peanuts are disgusting.
Yeah, they're not as good as other type of peanuts.
Peanuts.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
UBE. Ube? Ubi? Want to look that up for us, Eric?
I will.
I bet Uwe Blob pops up, classic NBA player, when you first type that in.
Let's see.
You could tell by looking at him, it's totally Hawaiian.
Did you know it's trendy?
I didn't.
That striking purple ice cream cone on your Instagram feed. Yeah, that's ubi. But what is it exactly? Turns out that ubi, also known as purple yam, is a type
Purple yam.
Is a type of tuber that's native to the Philippines, where it's frequently featured in dessert dishes.
Did you say a tuba? Sorry.
This jewel-toned root vegetable is not a sweet potato, but the two are pretty closely related and have a fair amount in common, namely that ubi is similarly starchy and sweet.
Why don't they call it an ubi-tubi?
Ubi-tubi.
If it's a tube.
Ubi-tubi.
Idaho. Ice cream potato. So is this just like a baked potato instead of a dollop of butter? It's a dollop of ice creams.
What is it like? Potato sherbet?
Sherbet.
I'm gonna go. If it's just on a baked potato, I'm gonna yeah. No.
Not actually having any potato in it.
Ah.
An ice cream potato is simply molded ice cream covered in a variety of toppings to make it visually look like a baked potato.
Do we have any pictures there?
Yeah.
If it's actually not a potato and it's just, formed ice cream, I'm all in. But it sounds it's straight up ice cream. Go for it, man.
Yeah, I'm looking. I want to see this picture. What do they put on it to make it look like the cheese and the chives and the?
Probably some green jellies. Like maybe a gummy.
Yelly.
Maybe some.
Ugh.
No, that's ice cream on a potato. That's a potato.
No,
that's a flippity flippin'.
Can't fool me.
That's a russet with ice cream on it.
That's a russet with a gusset if I've ever seen one. That's a gussied up russet.
You can't convince me that is not a potato.
Well, the top looks good, and the chocolate syrup looks good, or chocolate gravy.
There's another one.
See, that's just a tater with ice cream on it.
There's another one.
See, my visual evidence is telling me that's a potato.
Those of you that are listening right now, you have to Google that for yourself. Now that looks like ice cream.
That looks like a potato.
Yeah, that is.
Potato.
Potato.
That's potato. I think that's the first one I've looked at that seems like it could even be ice cream.
Yeah.
But see,
so what do they do?
That's the same one as this one.
I know, but I had to see it cut
like
into.
it.
I had to see it cut into, so because all you're seeing is the tater skin right there. You got to skin her back here. He can and let's. But you know what I think it is? I think they take the ice cream and it looks like they burn it a little bit, like put some
probably
heat
rolled in some cinnamon and paprika or
Boy, that would be
nutmeg.
thick cinnamon.
Probably like fried ice cream.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I would eat it.
Yeah, I'd eat it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Howard Howard says gator balls can be cured with Gold Bond.
Illinois. Gravy bread.
What?
It just says gravy bread. Now, I would dip my bread in gravy all day long. But
that sounds like it'd be a song that you sang in music class. I would dip my gravy in bread all day long.
no, I mean, like I sop up. I mean, I think a lot of people sop up their gravy with their bread. I mean, that's not an uncommon thing.
Yeah.
So I don't look at that as any different as any kind of gravy on toast. Moving right along, Indiana, sauerkraut balls.
Yeah.
I like me some sauerkraut balls. And also, Howard, that can be cured with Gold Bond as well. Iowa, walking taco. This has gotten pretty popular around here, yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's not a running taco.
That's later.
Which could also be cured with Gold Bond.
I don't like walking tacos. I don't like eating with a fork out of a bag of Doritos or a bag of Fritos. There's nothing. I mean, you're holding the said bag. There's nothing. It just doesn't lend itself to being very easy to eat.
It's like a Capri Sun of foods.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if I can take what's inside the walking taco and throw it into a plate or a bowl, a solid bowl, yeah, I'll eat it all day long, but not just walking around.
Does it designate it a sitting taco then?
I don't know. But also, there's nothing convenient about walking around eating a taco. Like, it's not a food that you walk around and eat. So I'm a thumbs down on the walking taco person.
I'm not against them, but I don't generally get them.
All right, Kansas. And we'll stop somewhere here along the middle.
Stop in the middle.
Kansas. This one is Bayrock, Beirock.
Not familiar.
Look that up, Eric, if you don't mind.
I have fingers too. I guess I can help out too.
B-Rock. All right. B-Rocks have a yeast dough breaded pocket with beef, cabbage, or sauerkraut, onions, and seasonings for the fillings.
So it's kind of like a Hot Pocket?
Yeah, kind of. They're German meat turnovers. Americanized versions can include cheese, but hold on. I got to click on the link. Americanized versions of the B-Rock can include cheese, but staunch traditionalists bake them without. In Kansas, the B-Rocks you see are primarily more rounded, while our northern neighbors tend to bake them in a rectangle. Other shapes you may see are half moon, squares, squads,
trapezoids, dodecahedrons, a rhombus.
I was going to say rhombus.
Rhombi.
I have a complaint. Unless you are lactose intolerant, I can't imagine why anyone would choose to not go the cheese route.
It's American.
It's like my argument also works with White Castle. Everybody knows a White Castle with cheese is much better than a White Castle without cheese.
Indeed.
It moistens them up.
Makes my slider
They're dry. I'll stop right there with it's a little over halfway, but I'll have to mark that some way. Just remember Kansas. That was where we left off.
Yep.
Because we're not in Kansas anymore.
That's right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kansas. Go ahead. Oh, is that where you're stopping?
That was Kansas, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that puts me over the halfway point a little bit.
All right, so we'll have 2 topics next week that will be continuations. All right. Back to our
Sometimes
website.
we just need more time, right?
Yeah, that put me 16 in.
Nice. All right, website has our play-it-by-ear isms. We referred to one of the isms. Actually, we referred to adding to our isms. What was it? Below the nips and above the nuts.
And then Brady had one earlier.
Yeah, what?
Potato.
Potato, yeah.
Potato. Right. Okay, we can go, but we were talking about this one earlier.
An ism?
An ism. Harish. The inexplicable word for fish in the PIBE universe. One can find some excellent fried harish at Arthur's Treasures.
I believe that was making fun of me.
Was it you?
It was.
It was definitely him.
Well,
It was me that.
Harish was you. I think Arthur's Treasures was.
No, it was me that I didn't know the name. I didn't know the name of the restaurant. I called it something different.
Well, I thought another one of our friends called it Arthur's Treasures just because. Anyway, other words for fish, feast, fish, fist, all apply to that word. So yeah,
That's us.
that is definitely us. All right, topic number 3, game of the night.
Gain.
Word teasers. We played this one several weeks back. Essentially, these are slang terms in mainly what we see are England and Ireland, but other countries. Yeah. So other English-speaking countries, but obviously outside of English-speaking, it'd be kind of hard for us to kind of make a guess. But anyway,
I got to get the gaming sucker out before we start. That was the problem last week.
that was a problem. You started that a little late.
Yeah.
Could not recover.
No.
You'll be glad to know that I've switched from Dr. Pepper to water.
Good.
All right, so we will play to 5 and just straight up questions here. Todd, we drew lots backstage. You won the draw. Might be the only thing you win all night.
Might be.
All right. So this is a slang term from Ireland. You're in Ireland and thinking about going someplace, but a local tells you, remember, there are no jacks there. What do you need to do? A, charge your phone before you go. B, whiz before you go. C, tell people your name is Jack so you can feel unique. Or D, make sure you don't have a flat tire.
So the obvious. I'm going to rule out the obvious. Rule out C and D. Rule out A. That leaves B. That was a very Rain Man way about coming up on upon that answer, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I'm going with there's no bathrooms.
B is your answer?
Yeah.
Whiz before you go?
Yeah.
Answer is jacks are toilets. Use the facilities before you go. You may find yourself out in the woods looking for
Can I ask a stupid question?
poisonous leaves. What is your question?
So John F. Kennedy of Irish descent was often called Jack Kennedy. In England, the John is the John. In Ireland, is it the Jack?
Apparently so.
Maybe so. So, in AC/DC's song, She's Got the Jack,
She got the jack.
does not mean she has the toilet.
Of course, they're Australian,
That's true.
so it's totally different.
They use the dunny.
Yes. All right, Brady. Your
See?
slang term is, speaking of Australia, from Australia. You come home and find your house filled with relies. What are you seeing?
Spell it.
Rellies.
Rellies.
Use it in a sentence, please.
Can you give me the origin of the word?
What is the etymology of the word? All right. So A,
Ruh-roh, relies.
cockroaches big enough to put a saddle on and ride. B, cousins and aunts and uncles and more. C, gifts for your birthday. Or D, reality TV show cast members.
Well, I'm going
Do
to
we
go
get a
with
steal? I can't remember. Do we get a steal if the other person misses it?
I don't think we were playing steals. I think we're just playing straight up. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with relatives.
Relatives. Rellies are your relatives.
Yeah.
And yes, they may come bearing gifts that could actually make for a crazy reality TV show in which you all ride giant cockroaches with saddles. All right, so Brady ties it up. Uno et uno. All right, Todd. Your slang term also from Australia. You go to the beach in Australia and you're surprised to see so many shark biscuits. What is it that you're surprised by? A, people feeding great white sharks like pets. B, little kids running everywhere. C, people without a tan, so white that you can almost see through them. Or D, breakfast at the beach served with jellyfish gravy.
That's a tough one. I thought I had it, and then can you repeat the first two again?
People feeding great white sharks like pets, or little kids running everywhere.
Little kids running everywhere.
Shark biscuits are, in fact, little kids. Yum. They do make
Load up
like
the shark
tasty-
biscuits, honey.
Tasty shark snacks. All right,
And
Todd.
they're biscuits because they're small.
Yeah. All right, 2-1, Todd. Brady.
You're all.
Another slang term from Australia. Your Aussie friend Charlotte asked if you want a sanger, Sanger. Is she asking if you want some money, because she's rich, want a tasty sandwich, have a bug bite that has a terrible itch, or want to get hitched?
Excuse me. I was thinking it was going to be something about blood because sang is a Latin root of blood, but we're talking Australia.
Correct.
I'm going to go a sandwich, maybe with some Vegemite on it.
Right. She's
Serve with a
asking
smile.
She's asking you if you want a sandwich.
Yes, that was a total guess. Boy.
You guys are good at this. All right, Todd.
Yes.
Your term is from England, as we're tied at 2. Your mom tells you that your great aunt Gertrude has popped her clogs. Has she joined a breakdance crew, bought some new expensive shoes, kicked the bucket, or met a nice man from Nantucket? Who said? God.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Oof. We've discussed this before. I don't think I've ever actually heard that entire limerick. I just know
Neither
what it
have I.
rhymes with.
Can you read the first two again?
Joined a breakdance crew or bought some new expensive shoes.
And the term was she popped a bucket.
Popped her clogs.
I'm gonna say passed away.
Sad to say, great Aunt Gertrude has passed away. Once again, both are on fire.
That's not a very sensitive way to tell someone that their grandma passed away. I mean,
Saw your grandma popped her clogs.
You better throw shrimp on the barbie
Well, that
and
was
have the
England.
rallies over.
That was England. All right, Brady. You're down 3-2.
Yeah.
You post a pic of some hashtag snag, SNAG, on the Barbie. What are your friends seeing in that pic? A, hashtag pork chops
Pork chops.
in applesauce.
Applesauce.
B, hashtag barbecue sausage.
Speaking of barbecue sausage, it sounds like somebody had their fair share.
C, hashtag killer steak. Or D, hashtag burgers. That is hashtag snag, SNAG.
Tell me one more time.
Hashtag pork chops, hashtag barbecue sausage, hashtag killer steak, hashtag burgers.
I don't even know why I'm thinking this. I have no, inkling. It's just a guess, but I'm going to go pork chops.
Pork chops.
No, excuse me. I meant to say sausage. Sorry, sausage. Because a banger is a sausage. Why not a snag?
Lucky for you, it's barbecue sausage.
Oh.
Sausage.
Snassages.
Schnosters.
All right, tied up at 3. Nary
Look at us go.
Nary a miss yet. Do we have the win by 2 rule in effect here?
Sure.
All right, Todd. Your slang is from England. This is carny slang. Your classmate looks you in the eye and makes a gay and hearty announcement. What do you do? A, congratulate him on coming out of the closet. B, assume he's cooking a big fat steak. Or C, ask him for the address of his party.
Only 3 choices?
Only 3 choices.
Man, they must think I'm dumb. What was the third one again?
Ask him for the address of his party.
And what's the slang?
Gay and hearty.
Okay.
Hearty.
And the second option was?
Assume he's cooking a big fat steak.
This is difficult. As Brady scrapes his cauldron.
Sorry.
I'm going to say the C.
Ask him for the address of his party. Answer is ask him for the address. You're going to a party and jump in the shower.
I had no idea. We're good guessers tonight, man.
You are on fire.
We're using what we teach our students. We're eliminating the wrong answers, the obvious
Context
answers.
clues.
Yeah,
We're Sherlock homies.
that's right.
All right, Brady, your slang is from Ireland.
Hey.
Your teacher tells you that you're known for foostering. What is she trying to tell you?
Well,
A, everyone in the class thinks your feet stink. B, your grades are so low she has run out of letters to give you. C, you are the class flirt. D, you're as lazy as a lazy boy reclining chair.
I'm going to go lazy.
Lazy.
I'm sitting on my blarney foostering.
The answer is you're great at making a show of things, but not actually getting anything done. You take it as a compliment. I think that means lazy, doesn't it?
I think it does.
I was gonna say, because to me, you could also take that as being a flirt. You make
Like
a big show, nothing gets done.
Nothing gets done.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really come out and say which one is correct. I take it as being lazy. but
Yeah, I would give
I
him
could
that
also
point.
take it as the other thing too. But
You can also
right,
take
so-
it on the run, baby.
because that's the way you want it, baby.
Yep.
You don't want me around.
All right, 4-4, Todd. England. Where should you go if you lose a stone? A jeweler, a doctor, a bricklayer, or to buy some new clothes?
To buy some new clothes. He lost weight.
Answer, 1 stone equals 14 pounds. So if you lose it too quick, you may want to see your doctor if you've been trying to lose weight. Congrats. But you probably need some new clothes. Your old ones may not fit anymore.
Oh, he pulled it out of the bog.
What is it?
It doesn't come out and say.
What kind of game is it?
This is the Devil's game.
Devil.
Evil.
Vladimir Putin wrote the rules of this game.
It says right there though that you need to get new clothes.
Yeah, I go with the clothes. All right.
Here's the thing. Well, now this one I can actually explain. It's not just to give myself the point. The question or the way it used it in the sentence doesn't say like you rapidly lost a stone or you weren't trying to lose a stone. It just says you lose a stone. I think what it's saying is if you lose it rapidly, it could be a health issue, but
Right.
yeah.
I'll give you the point. 5-4, Todd. Brady.
Miss it, Brady. Miss it, Brady.
England. You're suddenly in the mood for an iced lolly. Do you want to A, text a friend a cold LOL emoji, B, go ice skating in the nude, C, have a popsicle, or D, pull a cool new skateboard move?
I'm going to go with popsicle.
Answer, it's time for a popsicle. What's your
Aye.
favorite flavor?
Jolly good.
Nobody's going to win this game.
I think it's going to have to be sudden death.
We refuse to lose.
May have to have a betting question.
It's like Rocky and the Russian here.
All right. We'll go one more round, and if not, we'll have a bet. Todd England. Stranger on the bus asked you to budge up. B-U-D-G-E, up. What are they trying to tell you? A, zip up the fly on your pants. B, share your fudge.
Hey, fudge up, bro.
You fudged up.
C, get up, this is your stop. Or D, move over, you are hogging the space.
D, move over, you're hogging the space.
Answer, they want you to move over, so let's get budging.
Oh, I thought you said fudging.
Yeah. Is it F or a B?
Budge.
Oh,
Budge.
I don't know. My fudge joke never made any sense. Does he make sense? to you?
Yeah. That's why I say about fudging up. Yeah.
I was
Either
So
way,
sad.
yeah.
so sad to look again. I thought it said budge. I just
Yeah.
I didn't read it wrong. All right. 5. Brady,
Yeah.
if you get this correct, we're going to have a bet. If you get this wrong, you lose.
No pressure.
No pressure. Australia. You call your parents and tell them that your ride is a cactus. What are you telling them? A, your bicycle seat is painfully hard. B, the family car has died. C, you've hitched a ride home with a succulent. Or D, you've been riding the subway for a week to avoid doing your chores.
I'm going to say the family car died.
Answer, the family car has died, broke down, kaput. Send a tow truck or mechanical help. All right, gentlemen.
All right.
You're going to need paper.
Got it.
All right, so you're going to write down your answer along with a wager. Get the scoreboard fixed here. 6-6.
6-6.
All right, this is from England, gentlemen. A girl from campus texts you that she's on the lash. Lash, on the lash. Is she missing an eyelash, headed to a bash, about to crash, short on cash, covered with a rash, or growing a mustache?
Good Lord. So we pick our.
You got to pick the answer from one of those. Okay, so I'll read it again.
But do we go ahead and vote our total or?
Well, you're going to wager
Yeah.
based upon what your answer is. And do you need it read again?
Yes, please.
Okay, a girl from campus texts you that she's on the lash. Lash. Is she missing an eyelash, headed to a bash, about to crash, short on cash, covered with a rash, or growing a mustache?
What's the phrase again?
On the lash.
And who texted this to you? Your girlfriend?
A girl from campus.
Shit.
I
One
hated
more
that
time,
they did
please.
that.
One more time with the so she's short on the lash.
She's on the lash.
On the lash.
Missing an eyelash, headed to a bash, about to crash, short on cash, covered with a rash, or growing a mustache.
We're smoking hash.
Hashish.
Eesh. I don't know why it's funny.
All right.
I've got it.
I got it.
Okay, Todd, we'll start with you. Headed to a bash, a 6-point wager.
Party.
Potty.
I have out of cash for 3 points.
I had out of cash first, and then I realized it wasn't somebody he knew. It was just a girl from campus.
She can't go out with you or meet you up for drinks or a pint at the pub because she's on the lash.
And the final score?
Oh!
Answer, get dressed, mate.
Bullocks.
She's heading to a party, and you can't go wearing that outfit. She's headed to a bash.
See, Brady, I had the same thing, man. But then I thought, did you hear me ask if it was his girlfriend? Because if it was his girlfriend or like somebody he was close to, I could see her saying, "Hey, I'm out of money.
Yeah,
Can you help me out?" But just a girl from
random
campus.
girl.
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, so Todd, the victor, 12-3.
Howard's still listening. Howard, that was for you, man.
He's coming for you.
What you call hell, I go home.
Yeah. All right. That was episode.
I say that all the time, and let me explain that real quick. Have I explained it to you guys? Like for years, my argument has been in First Blood. I can't Captain. What was his name? John Crenna's character.
Richard Crenna.
Richard Crenna. I said that last week. When he's talking about Rocky, it sounds to me like he says, "What you call hell, he goes home." But everybody else argues with me and says the line is, "What you call hell, he calls home." So that's why I always say that. So I'm probably wrong, but that's what I hear in it. So, which always seemed weird to me to say, "What you call hell, he goes home."
Right.
But it would work, I guess. So I'm not losing my marbles. I just want to explain why I say that all the time.
Gotcha.
Marvelous.
All right. So once again, that concludes episode 89 of the Play It By Ear podcast. Once again, our audio version of the podcast will come out at 3 a.m. on Friday morning. You can find our audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and the iHeartRadio app. If you're one of our 21 I think it's up to 25% now of our listenership is from India. Ghana is probably the platform you'll find us on, or there's some others there as well. But those are the popular ones. Anchor.fm is our host site. Also, you can find the video version archived on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You can follow any of our channels on any of those platforms as well. You can find our social media links on our website. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Play It By Ear Podcast on Facebook. Play It By Ear Pod 2 on Twitter. And Play It By Ear Podcast with underscores between all the words on Instagrams. And you can interact via email, admin@playitbyearpodcast.com. You can also leave a voice message. Still wait for that voice message we haven't gotten in a while. Click the link at your audio podcast provider. You can leave us a message in that fashion, and we can put it right into the show. So,
Sneaking up on 100.
We are sneaking up on 100. If things hold as they are, episode number 100 will be sometime in mid-May to early June, sometime in there, depending upon how things work with
Near my birthday.
timing. Yes, near your birthday. But starting preliminary plans on what that's going to look like, and we'll hopefully deliver something to you. It's a little special for the centennial version of our podcast. So, with that, anything for the good of the order, gentlemen?
I can't think so. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your week.
We bid you
and
good morrow.
a glorious weekend.
By the way, we should be settled on Wednesday nights into the near future, I'm thinking, gentlemen. We kind of briefly discussed that, but I think that's where we're going to land here for the foreseeable future. But stay tuned. We'll always send out those invites on Facebook, and obviously you'll see, if you follow our channels, you'll see when we go live, so you can join us then. All right, Todd, take us out.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter @Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.